So much information, so little time. Adobe RoboHelp 9 introduces dynamic, user-centric content, a great way to deliver personalized content to the right people at the right time through the right channel. Think of it as a filter for your content. Let's face it, today's website visitors have no patience, so anything you can do to guide them to the right information will make your project more successful. For the technical communicator, the idea is not to overwhelm the audience. Take a call center, for example. If ever there was a good example of where time is money, this is it. The last thing you want a call center person to do is say, "Hold on, I need to get my supervisor." Knowledge bases are critical in these cases, and you need a way to quickly go to a smaller section of the content. In the search-centric universe, there is actually something worse than finding no search results. It's getting too many hits. Readers want to get to the good stuff, which is often buried deep in the knowledge base. There are many quite different uses for such a filter. At a top level, perhaps I want to look through all the content. No problem. I can look through hundreds or thousands of topics. But let's say I am a new employee and would like to look through just topics that are most relevant for more basic information for folks just starting out. I should be able to see a table of contents, index, search, and glossary for just that narrow content. We might call that content that is categorized by role. Another common category would be geographic. For example, I want to look within a certain country or region or district. And of course, it would be great for speakers of different languages to find content in their localized language. So in this scenario, perhaps someone in the Tokyo office would like to look only at topics for that office. The same for employees in the Athens, Greece office. As you separate the content for the end user, you also want to keep within a concept of single source, because as an author, you don't want to have to keep track of multiple projects. Of course, Adobe RoboHelp excels at single sourcing, so that has been key in creating this dynamic, user-centric content technique. Another important goal is to make sure the content is self-selected. Let your user choose which category to access, so they might want to see all the content or isolate their content to a small section. In this case, a retired employee wants to narrow down the content. To explore some of these ideas, let's take the Employee Care Sample Project. This project is installed with your Adobe RoboHelp 9 as a way to explore and experiment with your own ideas and learn more about the new functionality. We'll take a look at how authors can define as many content categories as they like. Here's an example of a location-based category for different countries. Each category can be defined using the normal project settings. These include very fine control over the most important elements of your project. To maintain single sourcing and still have versatility, the author can use conditional build tags and variables to apply to different categories. For example, here the U.S. contact information is replaced with the U.K. information on the fly, depending on the category. In this case, we'll add the new category called Customers Only. We have created a separate table of contents for customers. We can set a specific default page for these customers that will automatically appear when they go to this category. In this case, the author elects not to show the browse sequence. With user-defined variable sets, it's easy to have different email addresses and other data change with the category. And here's how easy it is to generate the project so we can see how it works. Another flexible way to handle publishing in RoboHelp 9 is to use talk-based output. This is where you design a custom table of contents and want to publish only the topics associated with it. Of course, you would not want to include topics not in the DUCC. So, you simply check the Exclude Unreferenced Topics from the output and Exclude Unreferenced Baggage Files from search. That prevents other topics from being published. In this scenario, the user decides to select from the category called International. The Tokyo office is selected. Then the office in Athens, Greece. Notice how the contents, index, search, and glossary are all using the Greek character set. Now here is how the search experience can be refined for the user who wants to search a smaller set of content. In this scenario, your knowledge base visitor wants to search for the word care. So far so good, except there are too many results because the word care is mentioned in too many topics. Unfortunately, the viewer is only looking for care related to customer care, not employee-dependent care, which shows up in this case. However, because the author has set up a category with RoboHelp's new dynamic user-centric content, the user can select customer care from the drop-down and then search for the word care within just those topics. Now there are only 3 topics instead of 13. Adobe RoboHelp 9 has many features which come to the author's aid in a search-centric world. There are synonyms, topic search keywords, phrase search, and a host of Boolean expressions to give users many ways to find just the right information. So when you take a look at the new Adobe RoboHelp 9, be sure to take a closer look at dynamic user-centric content. Visitors to your knowledge bases and online help will really appreciate it.